What's up, guys? So we're just going to be backtesting my continuation model today. So let's get right into it. We have FX replay open here. Just going to be doing M and Q and MES just so that I can do a fixed like $500 risk without it switching if I just do like one NQ contract. Just makes it super simple. I'm going to do a random date here and then we're going to get right into it. So let's get started here. So it's going to be pretty low frequency, to be honest. I'm just looking to take like super A+ setups. So going to be skipping days that don't look favorable. If we have like 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute chop or range, like I'm going to be skipping the day and just looking for days that are super high probability and that we're clearly displacing towards an obvious draw on liquidity. So let's start the next day here. What month is this? July 2023. Okay. Typically the summer months, honestly, aren't the greatest, but let's see how this goes and we'll get right into it. So starting on the higher time frame here, I'm going to be marking out 1 hour and 4 hour swing highs and lows, and then unfilled fair value gaps as well. So those are going to be my most obvious draws on liquidity. We already swept this low though. Super strong displacement down. Respecting that. Honestly, we could kind of go either way here because we swept a low inside this 1 hour fair value gap, and we don't really have any clear draws higher besides this high here and this unfilled 1 hour fair value gap. But that's like 100 points away. So we'll just play some candles and see how price plays out. Okay. Oh, what? This is... Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Why is this 16? Okay. Let me just give me 1 sec. I'm going to fix the session times. Let's just skip to the next day and see what happens. Oh, what? Hold up. Ah, there we go. Okay. Is this... Okay, that was weird because I clicked skip day and then it didn't... It like skipped to like Asia session or something. Okay, this looks a little bit better, to be honest. Okay, so what are our draws here? We have this high inside this fair value gap. We have this 1 hour fair value gap sell side that we could target. And then we have all these as well below. So ideally, honestly, we could go either way here because we're inside this 4 hour fair value gap, so we could continue lower, but we could honestly want to rebalance into this 1 hour. So let's see what happens here. That's part of my strategy. So I'm basically I'm waiting for the market to tell me where it wants to go, right? I want to see if we're respecting 5 minute and 15-minute fair value gaps, and then be clearly displacing towards an obvious draw on liquidity. So let's just see what happens. We'll probably take this 1 hour fair value gap here pretty quickly. Okay, displacement up. Okay, we took the first draw here. Obviously no entry there. Not really anything higher that I'd want to target. So this is basically the next draw if we rebalance into this 1 hour fair value gap here that I would like to see. But let's see what happens here. Okay, it looks like we're gonna just take that. Oh, we left equal lows. Okay. If we can get a nice... Okay. So ideally we would have like came up here and gotten a deeper retrace and then like something like this. And then I could have entered on the displacement candle, stop above the high, and then targeted this. Basically just like this, but with, having an actual opportunity to enter. So this, what time is it? 9:47. Not really liking this day, to be honest. Let's see if we continue lower. Like we kind of took the buy side draw and the sell side draw already. So like, yeah, this actually looks pretty good. I like the displacement. The only thing is the RR is not going to be good on this. I don't want to target like all the way down here. But with this displacement, honestly, we're probably going to take this. see, okay. I'm going to take this here just because of the displacement. I'm going to go break even down here, but this is what I want to see after price hits a draw on liquidity. For me to take the next draw, you want to see price clearly displace through it and then some sort of retrace. So we came back, tapped into this 1 minute, and then we got such a strong displacement candle through it. So I'm good with taking this trade and targeting this low. This is like over 1R, so like realistically, I'm probably going to close around 1R because that's just part of my model. But I'm going to go break even at this sell side if we hit it. Okay, so probably going to go break even here, even though we'll probably get stopped out at break even. But, you know, sometimes we flush through it, and that's why I'm okay with taking this trade. Okay, so I'm going to move this right here. So if we get 1-to-1, then I'll be out here. And we'll see. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, I thought we were gonna get stopped out at break even there, but this is exactly what you want to see, right? So again, the only reason why I was okay with targeting this next draw on liquidity is because we had such strong displacement through this first draw, and then we had that flip. We tapped into this 1 minute fair value gap, and then we had strong displacement down towards the next draw. So ideally, if this was actual market conditions, this is the trade that I would have taken. I would have entered on this displacement candle somewhere around here before it closed, and then I would have targeted this first draw. So it would have been out way quicker than that, and it would have just been a cleaner trade overall. But because, again, we're trading on FX replay, you kind of have to like adapt to how the candles close because you can't take trades in real time, right? And let's see if that sell side draw. Okay, so this didn't get hit. So it's gonna be closed there. That's perfect. All right, let's go on to the next day. Why is this glitching out like this? This is weird. There we go. Whoa. Okay, that's strange. This 1 hour looks pretty rough. Let's see what we have here. So we have this 1 hour low here. I like kind of these stacked lows. Got equal lows here, relative equal lows. And then we already swept that high inside that fair value gap. So ideally we're looking for shorts here. Don't really want to target anything because there really isn't anything buy side. So let's see if we can get an entry towards these sell side draws. Maybe if we come back and tap into one of these 5 minutes at market open here. Ooh, I like this. Okay. So let's see how many points away we are. Okay. I like this because we came up, we tapped into this 5 minute and just got like nice displacement. I'm gonna go ahead and take this here if we can get decent RR. Okay, so we do have 1R. So the idea behind this trade is we tapped into this 5 minute and we have clear displacement down towards the draw on liquidity. There's really no reason why like price should continue higher. If it does come out and stop us out, it's because the draw on liquidity was wrong. But because we already tapped into this 5 minute, there's really no reason why price should come higher. Again, unless we're wrong. So let's go ahead and take this. Oh, okay, so this honestly would have 100% been a break-even trade if this was in live time, because once I get this close to the draw on liquidity, I'm gonna go break even. But because we wick down so fast and we're on FX replay, there's not much that I can do here. So we'll see what happens. But okay, so I'm gonna go break even now just because that's what I would have done. Okay, so it's a break even trade. And that ended up saving us. So yeah, that was a break even trade. Again, if this was live time, I would have gone break even right here because there's no way I'm going to let price come all the way down and be literally just like a couple points away from my draw and then not go break even, right? That's part of my model. So that ended up playing out all right. Let's see if we get some sort of... So a new 5 minute just opened up. That's why we actually retraced into there. So let's see if we get like a continuation out of that. No, it doesn't look like we're going to. And then buy side, there's just like literally nothing I would want to target here. Why? Because we swept this high inside this fair value gap. So this is a protected high here. And then there's also just like literally no liquidity up here to target. So I'm really just looking for shorts. And yeah, I wouldn't have taken anything like this. That's a crazy displacement candle. Let's see what happens. Is there anything else we could target here? Kind of this swing low here. This isn't really the best 1 hour low. Let's see if we get some sort of, yeah, this isn't too bad actually. The only thing is I don't really like this draw sell side. So I'm not gonna take that. And it's 950. That's not too bad. But let's see. Okay, so that would have probably ended up playing out. Yeah. Okay, so that ended up playing out. That's nice. But I don't know. I just don't really like how we, have this chop here, and also how we already dumped like I don't know how many points here at open. So I'm gonna skip to the next day here. And actually, honestly, the main reason why I didn't take this is because this is kind of just not really a super prominent low. Like I like nice wicks like this or nice obvious swing highs like that. This is like a 1 hour swing low, but it's not like a super obvious draw in liquidity to me. And we already took these first draws, so it's just a little bit less probability that that's gonna hit. That's why I didn't take it. Let's go on to the next day here. Let's just clear these. Wow, okay. So what do we have here? Already took that. This is literally the only draw we have buy side. That's crazy. Kind of overextended here. There's also like literally nothing we could take. We could target sell side here. It's like, unless we like sell off like crazy on market open, could target these stacked lows. But let's see what happens, because we're still inside. I think we might rebalance at 15-minute and get a continuation. So let's see. Let's go another 1 minute. Tap into a 5. See, we kind of inverse that. Is that a... No, that's not really. I don't know. I don't really like this because of how overextended we are. Probably delivers, but I would just want to see like a retracement into like some sort of 5 or 15-minute gap when we're like this overextended. This is probably CPI too, actually. Okay, so delivered to that draw. I don't think there's anything higher. Is that all-time highs actually? No, it's not all-time highs. Okay. Wow, that's kind of crazy. We have to scroll all the way back there. Let's just reset. Okay. So I'm going to see. I don't think we're really going to get anything to target unless we get like a crazy reversal here. We could target this 1 hour unfilled fair value gap here. But it's probably just going to be a no trade day here. Already delivered to the draw, super choppy. Okay, so this is a quick thing I'm going to mention here. So once we deliver to the draw on liquidity, like I said before, you want to either see super strong displacement through it, like this, and then a V-shaped reaction to continue higher towards the next draw. Like let's say we had something up here. But once you start seeing this, like this consolidation, this chop, this is what you want to avoid. You just want to be done for the day. We hit the draw on liquidity, the market delivered where it wants to go. So we don't really want to be forcing a trade in that. So let's skip to the next day. This 1 hour is looking pretty rough. So what do we have here? Tapped into this, not really 1 hour. Kind of have that small 1 hour fair value gap, not really the best draw. Super overextended here. I want to see if I can find where these next swing highs and lows are. Okay, we have this like daily here with the swing high. Let's see what else. It's so far over, it's crazy. So price is right here. So we also have like this high. We have this high that it doesn't look like we've hit yet. I'm gonna go on the 1 hour. That's crazy. Okay. So that's basically the swing high there. I'm gonna reset. Just wanted to make sure because sometimes it's hard to tell. So we have a few draws higher. Let's see. Ooh, that looks like data high in though. Yeah. Okay, so we haven't hit this yet, but we're probably gonna hit that at market open. So this is a really strong draw on liquidity. 8:30, we have this very prominent data wick, and we already took data low, which is really good because honestly, if you have if you're in between two data high, like a data high and a data low, like let's say price was ranging in here, then you don't want to like target the next one until one of them gets hit. So for example, here we came down, we took this data low, and now we're pushing towards the next one because when you're in between two strong draws on liquidity, you can't be positive that it's going to go to one over the other. Because it's pretty often that you get like a push higher and then like a quick reversal that goes down and takes that data low. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's exactly my point right there. Even though we did take this, it's like this happens sometimes. But we might be able to get a continuation. Yeah, okay, that's crazy. Manipulated lower and then just instantly took the data high. This is something I might have taken if it was live market because I could enter on the displacement candle. We came down and then you have a crazy V shape like this. This is something that I potentially would have taken, but obviously that's hindsight. And we took that draw. No entry there. Let's see if we continue higher. Okay, this isn't too bad. Don't really love how we already took both those draws in liquidity though. Get a deeper retrace into like a 5 minute or something, and I might take it. That's not too bad. Tapped into that 5 minute. Let's see. The only thing is the RR is not going to be good here if we put it at the swing low. Could put it at this low, but I don't like that because that's not the protected low. I'm not going to take this. It probably, yeah. Okay, so the reason why I didn't take that is because obviously the risk reward was not good, and I would have had to put it at this swing low and then target like way beyond the draw on liquidity. Don't really like doing that, especially if I don't have a clear target above that. And we also already took both these draws here already, so kind of just want to be looking for price to rebalance a little bit more before pushing higher. So we did tap into that 15 actually, so we could get something. This isn't bad. Let's see. The only thing is it's 10 o'clock. We already tapped both these draws. I'm honestly not going to take this because of that, but I do like the reaction out of this 15 minutes, so I wouldn't be surprised if this plays out nicely. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So perfect reason. So we took both these draws on liquidity just like this, even though we retraced back into this 15 minute and got like a pretty textbook setup because of the displacement here. We look at this chop. Like it's pretty obvious that you don't want to be trading this. And like even like without seeing this in hindsight, we had all of this chop already, like after we hit the draw. So it just makes it a way lower probability for that to hit. So I'm just gonna skip to the next day. Okay, look at this like range here. That's crazy. Okay, we have this unfilled 4-hour fair value gap. It's pretty far away though. And we have this swing high. It looks like relative equal, yeah, relative equal highs here. And then we have this swing low here. So we're kind of in this range. So this honestly looks horrendous. So we'll see what happens here, but I probably am going to be not looking to trade that. Like, look at this 5 minute range, or this, yeah, this 5 minute range. Is there 10 o'clock news? What is this? Consumer sentiment. Okay, it's holy shit. Okay. Okay, we took that draw. Let's see if we have any draw. This is such a pain in the ass to go all the way over here. We're in this 4-hour fair value gap, so I guess we could continue up to here. We have these like kind of relatively equal highs, but that's a bit of a ways. Let's just see what happens. Like this is, we're still like way too far from that draw. Just gonna flush up. Okay. Honestly, probably not even gonna trade this day. We're just gonna chop after taking that draw on liquidity. And that's just like way too far up for me to target. So I'm just gonna skip this day and go to the next. Again, this might seem annoying how we're skipping the days, but if you want a high win rate, you have to understand that you gotta find the days that are the most probable, and the draw on liquidity is super obvious. So let's keep going. So we took this high inside this fair value gap, so we could target this unfilled 1 hour if price wants to keep going higher. Otherwise, I'd want to take these equal lows and some of these. Yeah, we have some nice stacked liquidity sell side. And we're still in this 4 hour, so we could end up respecting that. If not, then we have the buy side liquidity marked out there. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so sometimes I'll just play, like, let the 5-minute play out just so that I can, like, wait. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. Just so that I can wait and see what direction the market wants to go in if we're going to break out of that 5-minute range. But it looks like we're gonna get a flip here. Let's see. Okay, so this looks pretty good. The only thing I don't like is that we don't have like a singular displacement candle, and the risk reward is probably gonna be right around 1-to-1 maybe. Let's see. Yeah, it's just not super obvious to me. If we get one more candle, yeah, okay. It ended up playing out, but let me see here. Yeah, that was to the 1 hour. So this is nice because we had displacement up. We came back, tapped into this. The only thing I didn't like is that we kind of just like wicked up and didn't have like one strong displacement candle out of this 1 minute fair value gap. That's the reason why I didn't take it. But that was a decent trade because the draw on liquidity was obvious. We had the retrace and it continued higher. So let's see what else we can target here. Again, it's basically just this high up here, which we might not even take. Let's see here. I'm just gonna chop. And just terrible price action. Look at that. You hit the draw on liquidity, you get this reversal, and it's like, okay, maybe we'll come down and target the sell side, but then price just chops. And that's why you want to wait to catch the last leg, because you want to be 100% confident that it's going to hit, right? We came back, tapped into here. We didn't really get the best displacement out of it, and then we just chopped inside this range. So realistically, we would want to see something like this, a pullback, and then catch the last leg before hitting this sell side draw on liquidity. I'm just going to take a sip of water. All right, let's skip to the next day. That's crazy. Only one trade so far. Okay. This is kind of what you get when you trade like July or August price action. It's like typically not the greatest, but anyways, we are going to keep pushing forwards until we find that A+ trade. So we have this high, we have this high. Okay, we're delivering out of this 4 hour, so I'd like to be more bullish. We don't really have any super clear sell side targets. We can mark these out. We kind of have equal lows here. That's nice. But I'd like to see price continue higher here. Ideally. Was that a data wick? Ooh, that is probably a data high here. So that means I'm going to be leaning even more bullish. See if we get manipulation. Wow, we're going to sell off here. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. It's a small, like 1 hour for unfilled fair value gap here we could target. But I'd like to see pretty good retrace first. We have a 5 minute? Yeah, tapped in that 5. If we could get good displacement out of here, I'm taking this. Okay. The only thing I don't like is we have this data high up here, but this is like a pretty textbook trade for me. If like, how many points? 30 points. I'm going to take this because we came up, tapped in this 5 minute, got good displacement out. We have this one unfilled 1 hour fair value gap that we're targeting. So I'm going to go ahead and take this here. Again, this is where the trade would be invalidated. So if we get stopped out, it's because the draw on liquidity was wrong. But we came up, tapped into this 1 minute, tapped into this 5 minute. So there's no reason why price should continue higher. And again, if it does, it's because this draw on liquidity was not right. So yeah, it looks like we're okay. I'm gonna go break even there. Whoops. So actually, this would have been a winning trade here because I typically just target 1-to-1. I don't always target, like, this is what the trade idea is, but I'm typically gonna come out once we hit 1-to-1. But this will probably be a break-even trade, unfortunately. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So this is a great trade. We did edge this draw on liquidity, but this would have been a winning trade because I target 1-to-1. But yeah, and when I do go break even, it's going to be just like this scenario here. When we edge the draw on liquidity, we get super close. There's no reason why price should come back here before hitting the sell side draw. So that's when I'm going to go break even. But nonetheless, this is a super A+ trade. This was awesome. And we end up just chopping here. We're going to deliver eventually? No, okay. Let's go to the next day here. Look at this price action. It's actually crazy. I've said that so many times, but just kind of like not a lot of volume, not any clear direction, but okay, let's see here. Have these 1 hour lows. And then just like a bunch of stacked lows here. 1 hour or 4 hour. Did we tap into that? We tapped into that actually. Okay. Definitely want to see price continue higher. This 5 minute is looking pretty rough. Okay, hit that buy side draw. Let's see if we end up reversing and sell side draw. That's crazy. This looks terrible. Okay, if we get like displacement through this and then price comes back and okay, this doesn't look too bad. We hit the first draw. The only reason why I don't like this is because we're still, we're not too far away from the draw. We kind of took both draws on liquidity already though. That's kind of the reason why I don't really like this. But let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit just because we came up, we tapped this first draw, then we came down, I deleted it, but we tapped into the next sell side draw. So like I do like how we're delivering out of this 5 minute, but we're still a little bit far away, kind of snaky price action. And there you go, that's exactly why. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna be done for the day here. That's crazy. Let's move on to the next day. Literally 30 minutes in here and we have one trade that we took, one winning trade. Again, gonna be just looking for A+ setups, but the reason why it's even lower frequency right now is because we're trading July. Like it's literally like the price action in the summer is not good, and it's just something you want to go back test yourself and see how your model plays out. But continuations, I just want to see super clear displacement towards my draw on liquidity. and I don't want to be, guessing where it's going to go. Like I want the market to clearly be telling me. And because we're kind of having this snaky price action, this looks a little bit better now, but like it was earlier, it's not super clear. Oh, that's the 1 minute time frame. Okay. But yeah, so again, right now, let's see here. We have this 1 hour high. We're in between two conflicting draws. So we have this 1 hour bearish fair value gap or bullish fair value gap here that we're inside of. But then we also came up and tapped into this 1 hour bearish fair value gap. So price could go either way, to be honest. But we'll mark out the liquidity in both directions here. Looks like we have like a volume imbalance here, or like a new week opening gap, maybe. Yeah, it's pretty far away though. I'll mark it out anyways, but this is like a new day opening gap. When I mark new day opening gaps too, you want to do it at the candle bodies and not the wicks. So some people will mark them like at the wick here and like it extends down, but it has to be at the actual body of both candles. And this is created when like the next session opens at whatever it is, 6 o'clock p.m. and then it gaps down or it gaps up and it creates that new week opening gap that hasn't been tapped into. So that is a very strong draw on liquidity. The only thing is that it's a little bit far away, but we can see what price wants to do when I mark it open. Okay, so we're inside this 1 hour fair value gap now. So I'd want to see like a nice retrace and super V shape for this to, let's see here. One more candle. Okay, so it looks like this is gonna play out, but oh, and we tapped into the 5 minute. I actually didn't see that. This is honestly a really good trade. I'm going to take this up to this because we have that's the new week opening gap there. Tapped into the 5 minute. This is A+, and I probably would have entered a little bit earlier. I just didn't know we tapped into the 5 minute here. So I would have entered somewhere down here. But we have super strong draws on liquidity. I'll go break even here. And again, I probably would have, even if I didn't enter here, I would have entered mid candle here on the displacement. But this is good because, again, just like the last trade, tapped into this 5 minute, clear draw on liquidity. There's no reason why price should go lower. And if it does, that means this draw on liquidity wasn't right and the market just doesn't want to deliver there. So I'm willing to accept that risk and take this trade. Let's see. Okay, so again, that was a great trade. It was a good loss. Strong displacement, very good draw on liquidity. It was a textbook setup, but it just didn't play out. So that's just part of the game. Let's go on to the next one here. And I only take one trade per day, so I'm going to move on to the next day, just like I would if I was trading live. Okay, so we're in this 4 hour. Basically just have this low that we can target here. Let's see on the 4 hour. We tapped into that fair value gap. So we have this high inside this fair value gap. We have it's not really much here. Let's play some candles and see. Okay, we have super nice displacement towards sell side here. Do you have an unfilled 1 hour here? We have this, but it's like a tiny fair value gap. I'd rather target this. Let's see if we can catch a continuation here. Tapped into the 5 minute or the 1 minute. Okay, this is nice. As long as we don't have a 5 minute that open, no. Okay, so I like the way this looks here. Super strong displacement. We have a pretty clear draw on liquidity here. Good risk to reward. Again, protected high. We tapped into this 1 minute fair value gap. No 5 minutes above it. No 15 minutes above it. Gonna take that trade. Ooh. Okay, gonna go break even there. And actually, I'm gonna, again, I typically just target 1-to-1, but perfect, okay. So again, this is why you have your stop loss above this high, because some people put it at this candle body, but that does not invalidate the trade. We want to have it at this swing high because this is the high that tapped into this fair value gap, and there's no reason why price should go higher than this, and if it does, then the drawn liquidity wasn't right. So super good trade. Strong displacement, taps into the 1 minute, clear drawn liquidity. We had this 1 hour low here, right there. So let's move on to the next day. That is, look at this range. Okay. So we have this 1 hour high. We tapped into this 1 hour fair value gap. And we have these, can already tell this is like terrible price action on the 15. Yeah, look at that. Okay, let's see what price wants to do here. You have news at 9:45. Okay. Okay, hit that first draw. Let's see if price wants to continue higher. This actually looks really good here. It's a little bit far from the draw. That's the only thing. Want to see price continue higher first. That's the 9:45 news. Ooh, okay, this is the exact same setup that we had last time. Clearly displacing through this 1 hour. We have kind of these relative equal lows sell side. Tapped into the 1 minute, don't have a 5 minute above. So I'm going to kind of want to wait for more of like a V-shape reaction here, because we just had that news, a lot of volatility. So okay, it delivered perfectly, but the reason why I didn't is because we just had that 9:45 news, could come up, manipulate a little bit higher, but this was basically the trade idea here. We had displacement, stop at the swing high, and target these sell side draws on liquidity. A really nice trade actually, but didn't take it just because we had the news that just came out. And like the news put in this candle right here, so there was clearly a lot of volatility. Let's skip to the next day here. Okay. Mark out these highs. As you can see, it's like every day looks exactly the same, right? You're just repeating the same ideas. We're marking out all the obvious 1 hour, 4 hour swing highs, and we're just looking for the market to tell us where it wants to go, and then we catch a continuation trade in the direction of the draw on liquidity. So on the 1 hour here, we have this unfilled 1 hour fair value gap, and then we have these highs up here. So let's see what the market wants to do. Okay, took that. Probably going to take the next draw. Yet no entry there. If we want to continue higher, we might take this and this potentially. Let's see. Yeah, it's a nice displacement, but we just opened up a 5-minute, so I'm not going to take that. It could continue higher, but because the 5-minute fair value gap literally just opened up, I'd rather wait to see if we tap into that and then get a continuation higher. Ends up playing out really nicely, but again, that's just part of my rules. If a 5-minute opens up, don't really want to be taking that because it's pretty obvious that it could retrace into there. This, though, is something I will take. Clear 1 hour draw on liquidity, pull back into this 1 minute. We had a good reaction out of here. We're literally on the last leg before the draw. A little bit above the draw on liquidity here, but I'm going to go break even when we hit the draw. So let's take this here. Boom. So that's why I'm okay with like setting it a little bit higher, because typically we flush through. Ideally, you want to enter a little bit earlier just so that you can get like 1-to-1 R at the draw, because sometimes it'll just tick that and then reverse. But as long as you go break even here, then honestly it's the same trade idea, right? Let's see if price continues. Okay, just kind of chops after that. Let's go to the next day. Probably do like 1 or 2 more. I don't even know how many wins. What is that? 2, 3 wins? I don't even know. It's been pretty low volume when it comes to the amount of trades that I've taken, but again, it's just because I'm waiting for A+ setups with good market conditions, right? And if you can treat your actual trading just like this and wait for the highest probability days, then your win rate's going to skyrocket, and obviously that's going to correspond to more payouts. Let's see here. This small unfilled 1 hour here too. Okay, let's see what it wants to do here. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly explain something here. So we had 2 draws on liquidity here. Which one do we take, right? We don't want to take this first displacement. Like I said before, it's often manipulation, and that's exactly what happened, right? So we're inside this 5-minute range here, and now we can start looking for a trade because we had the displacement or the accumulation, and then we broke out of the range. So we're looking for this and then a continuation lower. So this was the accumulation, and then we broke out of the range with this candle right here, and now we're displacing towards the sell side draw. So now we're just waiting for price to come back up and then continue even lower. And it just delivers right there. So, I mean, you're not always going to get an entry. You don't want to trade. You don't want to chase it. So just wait for your entry model to present itself. All right, guys, my camera died after like 45 minutes or something of backtesting, and I completely forgot to record an outro. But it was a really good backtesting session. Not a lot of frequency because, like I was saying, in July and August, you really want to take your time and wait for the highest probability setup and market conditions, because there's a lot of ranging days and a lot of days that just don't have the clearest draw on liquidity. And you have to make sure that you're waiting for days that give you the highest probability of delivering to that draw. I think we took like 3 wins, 1 break even, and 1 loss. So it was like a 75% win rate for that backtesting session. But if you guys want the full checklist for my displacement model, it's completely for free in my Discord that's linked below. You guys can join and get it if you want. You don't need to, but if you guys want it, it's there. There's also a completely free Notion trading journal template in there as well that you guys can get. If you guys want more backtesting videos just like this, just let me know in the comments below. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one.